Hello there, it's Sunday the 1st of November 2015. I hope you had a nice Halloween. I have to say, last night I never bother sort of getting any sweets or anything like that in for the little trick or treaters, which is a relatively recent thing in this country. I certainly never ever remember as a child that we ever did or knew about anything like Halloween trick or treat, and it just didn't happen, didn't exist. Like mobile phones or computers. We never had any of them when we were children. But on the way out last night, as I opened the door, there were two little girls, I suppose, one about 6 and one about 4 years old. And they hadn't got to the point of ringing the bell, you see. And I said to them, "Oh, hello." You know, I was a little bit shocked that we're standing there. Hello. And a little girl said, in ever such a soft voice, "Trick or treat." She said, "Trick or treat." I said, "I'm sorry, I'm just going out for work now." And her little face dropped. "Oh, okay then," she said. Oh my God, did I feel bad? I felt so bad. And I said, "Well, no, hang on a minute. Let me see if I've got anything in my cupboard. I don't think I've got anything for you, but let me have a look." So I'm furiously opening all my cupboards. And I have nothing like that in the house. I don't have biscuits. I don't have crisps. I don't have cakes. And I don't have sweets. Simply because of the fact I have no self-control over those items. I cannot open a packet of biscuits and take 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 out. No, I may take 5 out to start with. I put them on a plate and bring it, and then I just go back for the rest. So I don't have them in the house. The same as with cakes. The same with crisps. I can't buy multi-bags of crisps or anything like that because I won't take 1 out. I'll have 3. I'll have 3 or 4 bags, so I don't have them ever in the house. So I can't find anything. And then I suddenly saw a bag of Waitrose macadamia nuts. Yes, I said, "I've got a bag of nuts. Is that any good?" And her little face lit up. "Oh, yeah, they'd be okay." She was so cute. "They'd be okay," she said. So there you go. And she had a little bucket with her, you know, like a bucket and spade that you take onto the beach. She had one of those with her. Bless her little heart. And I dropped this bag of Waitrose macadamia nuts in there, and I had a quick look in there. They were just, single what are they called? Halibibi sweet. Halibibi. What are they? Halib? Halibra. Halibra. I think it's Halibra. She had some Halibra sweets in there with her, and sort of single sweets. And I put my bag of macadamia nuts in there, observing this, and I thought my gift to them was far superior. Superior. The Waitrose bag of macadamia nuts were far superior than anything else she had in that little bucket. And she said, "Thanks ever so much." I said, "That's all right. You have a nice day and be careful where you're going. All right, bye." And off they went, these two little girls. And you know what? And then I locked my door and I walked over to the car. I felt so good. I felt so good about myself, and it put me in a really good mood for the rest of the night. I really, really enjoyed that. And it's just such a simple thing. Giving some sweets, or in this case nuts, to a little child, and it made me so happy to see her little face light up as I dropped these things in. She's probably gone and sold them to someone else. I just imagine her mum, "Oh, which house did you get those from?" So there we are. I hope you had a nice Halloween. And then I worked in Central Station at King's Cross, where I did a little bit of DJing there and put the cabaret on. Who was an hour late last night, so I had to fill in with various remarks. I've got to tell you, if you see me, if you ever come along to one of my nights and you see me live, it's not as clean as this. Do you know what I mean? I am a little bit naughty with some of the things I say, so be warned if you ever appear at one of my live do's, okay? Now, the only other thing I wanted to tell you today, I've been to church this morning. They had a lovely flower display on. They had a lovely flower display on the altar. Have a look at this. There you are. Look at those. All pinks and lilies and all sorts there. White roses and everything. And I thought they looked so pretty this morning. I was saying to Dorothy, who was sitting next to me, how pretty they were looking. And then she reliably informs me that they'd come from the funeral only yesterday. So, if you're having a funeral, please leave the flowers behind because they look ever so nice on a Sunday. Okay. The other thing I was going to tell you about was I've got new tracksuit bottoms. I got these from America. They were so cheap. Hang on. See what? They came yesterday from Yodel, who didn't even knock on the door. They were outside the front door. What do you think of these? I don't know about these. Now that I've seen them, I'm not so sure. Hang on a minute. They're not very heavy. I can't get these open. I need a pen or something. Hang on a minute. I can't get them open. Blimey. They are well sealed, aren't they? No, I think we have to say... Oh, here's a pen. 1 minute. Put a hole in there with that. I usually end up breaking a pen like that. Here they are. Oh. Oh, blimey. They're a bit thin, I must say. They're very bright. Oh, Christ, these are as thin as they're completely useless, they are. Look how thin these are. Honestly, they're more like a tea. That's not a large, is it? That can't be large. Hang on. Oh, it says large. It might be a large child. Anyway, I'll they don't look. Oh, these are awful. Well, I wish I hadn't bought those. They're about $10 each or something like that. I'll try them on for you in a show during the week. Okay. I promise. I will try them on. The other thing I wanted to tell you about, and I'm halfway through watching it now, and this is the real reason I've switched on my camera today to have a little chat to you. I've just watched halfway through last night's Doctor Who, which was, I'll tell you what it is, I've got it on the telly at the moment, what's it called? Doctor Who, The Zygon Invasion. Okay, the Zygon Invasion. Now, Zygons are monsters, I believe, from the 70s and 80s. I'm sure they've been on before in the 70s, perhaps with John Pertwee or with Tom Baker. One of those two, I'm sure. Anyway, they're ugly, great big monsters, as all monsters are. Except for me. I'm quite a good-looking monster, don't you think? Anyway, so I'm watching this. And I'm thinking to myself, my God, this is like watching an item of news. The whole show, and I'll tell you what, it was like watching news items about ISIS. You know, the extremist organisation, beheading people and chucking people off blocks of flats and blowing them up and burning them. It was just like watching the news. Here, so I've written down these bits and pieces. I hope you don't mind. So Doctor Who, read ISIS news story. It really was it was just like watching the news. Now, we've all seen ISIS in the news reports and doing various things like that. So for ISIS, read Zygons. Okay? Zygons were like ISIS extremists. They absolutely were. Similarities, right? So I'm watching it, and then there is a human prisoner, okay? And he is it was a she. She is sitting at a desk, and either side of her were Zygons, standing there, reminding me of people who were about to be beheaded. You know, they make the videos, don't they? They make the ISIS videos, and then you've usually got the unfortunate person that's about to be executed in the middle, and either side, someone dressed in black holding guns. It was just like, they didn't have guns, no, but I looked at it and I thought, my God, that's just like that. Anyway, I didn't think anything more of it. As the show went on, it got more and more like watching a news story. So then it showed them making, they'd made a little video. You know the videos that they make of people that are about to be killed, yeah? And at the end comes this big black logo. And I thought, well, they do that on the ISIS videos, don't they, that we've seen on the news? Big black logo came up at the end. Then it showed you a training camp, which was the Zygon training camp in the desert. Okay, in the desert, with written, big sign on the door, no British allowed. Well, we know they hate us. Mind you, they hate everyone, don't they? But, you know, Doctor Who, British programme. And I thought, well, there it goes again. Another similarity. And they were made, these Zygons, years ago, were supposed to be made exactly like us, so they can infiltrate in the community. Now, we all know there are ISIS members in this country now, looking like us, working like us, talking like us, and you would never know. And it was just like that. these Zygons were just like, they were infiltrating society. And of course, it was mentioned on there by the Doctor. All right. Now, for the Doctor, read most people, I suppose, in this country, who was saying that not all Zygons are murderers. Okay, now here we come to some people's opinions on the Muslim ISIS connection type thing in there. Now, you probably, like me, believe that no, not all, in fact, the majority of Muslims are not ISIS members, but some are. And again, on the television, there's the Doctor saying, you must remember, not all Zygons are murderers. And I thought, there you go again. So I don't know. I mean, it's almost like the writer had been watching the news and had taken this whole ISIS thing and made it into a Doctor Who. Did it? It was... I don't know if I agree with that or not. It was very clever. But can I suggest you watch that? If you've not watched Doctor Who before, you really need to watch that episode to see what I'm talking about, okay? So you can get it now on the BBC iPlayer. If you're elsewhere in the world, I don't know how that works for you, whether you can watch the iPlayer there or pick up the Doctor Who. But the episode is The Zygon Invasion, Zygon. Bring it up on get your iPlayer up, search for Doctor Who, The Zygon Invasion, and you'll find it there. And, you know, if you would watch that, please, perhaps comment on it underneath. Don't comment on what I've said, because, you know, you won't be commenting on that. Do you see what I mean? You know, if you comment on what I said, maybe when you watch that, then you'll change your mind. Do you see what I mean? So do have a look at that. If you've got the time, it's about 47 minutes long altogether. Doctor Who, The Zygon Invasion. Even if you watch the first, I've only got to 25 minutes. If you just watch that first 25 minutes, and you'll see exactly what I mean, what they've done with that. Very interesting this week, what they've done with the old Doctor Who. Okay, my darlings, lovely to chat to you again on this Sunday. I'm doing a karaoke tonight. That's at... Where am I tonight? The Golden Lion. So many jobs. I'm very lucky. Very, very lucky. I did turn down another job this week, I have to tell you. It was actually a karaoke job, but they wanted a Friday night, 3 till 6. And I said, where is it? And it was actually in King's Cross, which is very close to where I am on Friday night anyway. But you see, the problem is getting into London for 3 o'clock and then finding somewhere to park enough. It's just not worth the aggravation anymore. It really isn't, you know. So once again, I appreciate that someone was offered me a job, but it'd just be a nightmare. It would be an absolute nightmare trying to set that up and then park. And then, you know, I've had parking tickets before where you think, in all honesty, you think you've done everything right, you've bought the ticket, and then down the road a little bit further is a tiny little sign that you didn't read properly. You know, and they don't let you off, so it's becoming impossible to do anything like that in sort of around in central London. Just impossible. Yeah, tonight's karaoke, Sunday night karaoke, each and every Sunday, is at the Golden Lion in Sydenham. Okay, tonight's karaoke every Sunday at the Golden Lion in Sydenham. Is it Sydenham High Road 116 possibly? Sydenham High Road, double check that, type in Golden Lion Sydenham, and that's 8 p.m. till 12 midnight. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.